Hello, I'm Amy Zabe with the Jerusalem Connection Friday Red Alert Report for November 18th. America is now about a week and a half post the 2016 election with the upset win by President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect Mike Pence. I'm going to put that aside for just a moment and discuss those ramifications next week because I want to report to you an incident that happened to a friend of mine named Carolyn Glick. Now, Ms. Glick I've met her in person in 2007 in Jerusalem, where she gave a riveting speech regarding human rights, specifically women's rights in the Middle East. Since then, I have followed her speeches. She has been on various radio and television programs, major news networks, discussing issues regarding Israel, policy, and human rights issues. She's a prolific writer. She publishes in the Jerusalem Post, and she also publishes books. Now, she recently disclosed that she was invited this month in November to speak at the University of Austin in Texas, at the University of Texas in Austin, rather, and by a few Jewish student groups, and then was disinvited by their leadership, which ironically is Jewish. Now, this is a form of BDS, but from a most unlikely source. If you remember, I have been speaking in the past at how most BDS activities, that is boycott, divest, and sanction the state of Israel, including intellectual discourse with Israeli and Jewish intellectuals, policymakers, writers, performers, and the like. Well, the Students for Justice in Palestine and other Palestinian student groups actually did not lend a hand in the disinvitation in this case. However, they did publicly congratulate the Jewish groups for taking such actions. Now, Ms. Glick was invited to discuss issues pertaining to Israel, including her long-standing stance on a one-state solution. She opposes the two-state solution. Give or take, whether you agree with that or not is not the point. To have a rational and intellectual open debate about this topic should be welcome on all college campuses. In her speeches and writing over the decade plus that I have followed Ms. Glick, she has always presented herself in a civil, reasoned, and intellectual capacity. She is a reasoned speaker who uses logic, even if in the end you don't agree with her on every particular position. So to snuff her out of a debate or a speaking position at any college campus is a form of harassment and oppression of her freedom of speech, I would assert. Ms. Glick responded to the students who canceled her appearance, saying, "Students at the UT Austin have been denied a basic freedom of thought, assembly, and speech. I am being denied my freedom of speech. For many years, I have been warning about the enfeeblement of American Jewish community and the changing sides of American Jewish leadership, many of whom have shown that they are not capable of standing with Israel. Campus organizations at UT Austin must be called into account." Moreover, not only have Jewish students and Christian students who have publicly stated their support of Israel and have countered the protests against Caroline Glick, have openly said that they have been harassed and threatened by the leadership and the anti-Israel movement on campus. One Christian supporter of Israel said that she was point-blank told that you are giving yourself a bad name on campus if you continue to be outspoken. That, to me, is a veiled threat at the very least, and outright harassment, and reminds me of the days in the communist Russia where political dissidents and intellectuals were sent to the gulag for not having the same opinion as the popular group. Aldemeyer has asked for other students in the leadership who canceled Ms. Glick's appearance to make a statement, but they have declined. I would urge you, if you have any particular ties to the University of Texas at Austin or any particular ties to Jewish student groups on campuses, to please voice your outrage at this cancellation, and that regardless of your position on any particular Israel policy, that their right to exist remains. An open, honest, reasoned debate about these topics should always be allowed on college campuses to encourage critical thinking and engage the other side and perhaps even find common ground. The allegations against Ms. Glick for canceling included that she has engaged in hate speech. No such record can be found that I have seen in her writing, though this character assassination-like label was thrown at her by people who don't like her opinions, and this scared the Jewish student group leadership, and that is why they canceled her appearance. Please, when you see someone labeled as a hate speaker or engages in hate speech, go find their writings and go find their speeches on the internet and decide for yourself if they are really engaging in hate or they simply have an unpopular opinion and they are trying to snuff it out, which is the case with Ms. Caroline Glick. Please Google her, watch her YouTube videos, watch her debates, read her works, read her latest book, and judge for yourself and learn her opinions even if you disagree with them. She's a true champion for Israel and she deserves our support. Shavua Tov, have a great week, and Shabbat Shalom.